As the healthcare sector moves deeper into the era of AI transformation, pharma leaders are navigating not only data complexity, but regulatory rigor, real-world impact, and the cultural shifts required to embed AI at scale. Ahead of their joint keynote at Big Data and AI World Frankfurt on the 4th and the 5th of June, Katarzyna Stoltmann, Head of Data Science and AI Solutions, and Lea Grotenrath, Manager of Real-World Data Science at AstraZeneca, shared their perspectives on how AI is reshaping pharmaceutical strategy from infrastructure and talent to insights and patient outcomes. In this interview, Katarzyna draws from nearly 2 decades in data science and AI leaderships, while Lea brings a real-world, public health-informed lens to how data can improve care. Together, they discuss the human, strategic, and scientific factors that will define the next phase of AI in life sciences. So thank you so much for joining me today. You've chosen to speak at Big Data and AI World Frankfurt. What inspired your decision to take part, and what themes are you most passionate about exploring together?
First of all, Rebecca, thank you very much for having us here, Lea and me, today with you together. It's a pleasure to be here. Well, coming back to your question, actually, it was a great pleasure to be a keynote speaker at the previous Big Data and AI World in Frankfurt. As a leader in data science and AI, this event is essential for me since it's the largest tech fair in Germany. So when Yvette asked if I would like to be a keynote speaker again this year, it wasn't a question of if, but rather the question which topic I would like to cover too. Should it be more like a technical one or should it be more like a strategic one? And thanks to Lea, so thank you very much for joining me in the interview today and also during the keynote. Thanks to Lea, we will address the 2 topics together. So we will start with a more strategic one topic, and then we will have a deep dive into a more technical one. Additionally, I'm eager to learn about the current trends and strategies in Germany, what insights I can gain from tech leaders across different sectors. With my scientific mindset, I live by the motto, never stop learning, and I'm excited to discover the latest possibilities in technology.
Thank you very much for also inviting me. I'm coming from a public health perspective, so attending such a big conference, which just brings together so many different industries, is just a very unique opportunity to also engage with various fields of application of big data and AI. So I'm really hoping to learn from other experts and getting an understanding of different kind of perspectives, and I think I will go home very inspired, thinking about new solutions and thinking about the box.
Fantastic. Well, thank you so much for that insight. And Lea, your work sits at the intersection of data science, medicine, and public health. What excites you the most about this space right now?
So for me personally, it's really connecting both worlds. So on the one hand, we've got healthcare system and healthcare provision, and it's vital to have an understanding what are the greatest needs. And on the other hand, it's very great to have an understanding of data science and its implications, which is required for deploying qualitative solutions and also ones that meet the requirements of different kind of stakeholders. So my role is really trying to connecting both worlds by building bridges.
Great, what a fantastic answer. And involved in that, what role does real-world data play in accelerating meaningful AI adoption in healthcare and life sciences?
So real-world data in healthcare comes from a huge variety from different kind of sources. So for example, from electronic medical records, billing processes, registry, and even from patients themselves, for example, by patient-reported outcomes. And every minute, every day, new healthcare data is being collected. So therefore, the volume and variety of real-world data is definitely very great in this area. However, in healthcare and also in Germany, we face different challenges, for example, by data access or data interoperability. Moreover, real-world data often comes as secondary data, so we are missing real data in real time. And this needs to be addressed when applying data science and developing solutions. So in general, in general, with real data, it's also the same as for any other data sources for AI. We need to have high quality, unbiased data, which is just the foundation for data science and AI.
Great, that's fantastic insight. Thank you so much. And for yourself, Katarzyna, what do you see as the biggest opportunity for AI to positively impact enterprises in the next 2 to 3 years?
I love the positive impact, as I'm an optimist, so I really love it. But well, the question is a tricky one, right? Due to numerous external factors beyond our control, coupled with recent impactful events that we have experienced in the world. However, let's maintain a positive outlook, right? So let's keep to the positive word that you have mentioned. Firstly, I hope the term digital transformation will soon become obsolete as enterprises achieve full integration. Ideally, standalone solutions will connect to form an AI automation chain. So we will use AI, and we will even not realize that that's AI feature. Regarding the models, so coming deeper or diving deeper, generative AI and others will improve significantly in quality, eliminating hallucinations and addressing even niche inquiries. So imagine an AI-driven environment. Employees in AI-enabled companies will focus on tasks requiring human decision-making. Mundane and repetitive tasks will be efficiently managed by AI, though humans remain pivotal to the process. So let us illustrate it, right? I am a very visual person, so let's illustrate some situations together. A person A receives an email, AI drafts a reply mimicking their style, and a person A reviews and sends it. So AI has created the answer. This is something we don't really like to do, right? So we love to write emails, but how many emails we can write, right? And we become much more efficient. So this approach applies to automatic document completion as well. AI-driven automation of manual tasks, termed hyper-automation, is easily implemented, yielding cost savings and productivity boosts. One of the opportunities of AI I'm very passionate about is using AI to accelerate inclusion and diversity within companies. So this was also one of the reasons why Yvette reached out to me. So in my opinion, AI can enable real-time translation, not only between spoken languages, which is already very common, but also between spoken language and sign language, which is amazing. We can create even more diverse teams. So this advancement will be part of an AI-driven ideal world in my mind and in my dreams. And as a data scientist and AI specialist, I am also a huge fan of decision intelligence, notably advanced by Katarzyna. I am a huge fan of Katarzyna, to be honest. And within generative AI, decision intelligence or decision makers will have real-time access to necessary insights, communicating with machines using natural languages. This implies that visualizations will become personalized and explainable 24 hours per day for everyone. So currently we are using so many PowerPoints. We are creating many dashboards and we are taking screenshots or whatever exports from the dashboards and try to explain everything on the PowerPoint or whichever tool the managers are using. In the future, the managers will be able to write the requests using natural language 24 hours per day and will receive personalized dashboard and charts for them in a second. And will be able even to ask for more explanation why the data is here, how did you come there. So many companies are already doing it, not all, and I hope that in 2 to 3 years this will be like, something like a standard. So to sum up, companies that navigate their generative and the AI strategy with speed, open-mindedness and flexibility will succeed in the future. The biggest risk of AI is not using AI, failing to utilize it, not deploying it with users, and neglecting to gather feedback. Those who follow and implement AI with human in the loop step by step may not even notice which systems include AI and which do not, as these systems will be interconnected and naturally integrated into their daily enterprise operations. So, coming back to the healthcare, AI's reliability will enhance the frequency and trust in second opinions, hopefully, making them more dependable than before. So, looking at second opinion, we could have access to the data, 24 hours per day, receiving coaching or receiving consultants. And this is, in my opinion, very, very important and very supportive for the healthcare. And last but not least, I don't know if you have read some studies or followed some studies regarding the AI successes. So the recent studies show that only up to 20% of AI projects are currently successful, which is really sad, to be honest. And I hope that these results will change, will be the opposite in 2 to 3 years. So fingers crossed for it.
There's lots of positives there, and thank you for that really thorough explanation. And coming back to you again, Lea, how can organizations ensure that AI data-driven decisions are truly improving patient outcomes, not just operational efficiency?
That's a really good question, and I really like it a lot because it really puts the patient into the center, and this is really the most important, because patients have all different kind of patient journeys. Patients are very individual in terms of patient needs or individual preferences as well. So we're also talking about humans, and human bodies are just super complex. And even health is not only based on genetics, but also by lifestyle choices and by the environment. So organizations really need to carefully consider which health gap they actually want to address and how to develop and place a solution in a way that's being meaningful, accepted, but also enjoyed by the relevant stakeholders.
Fantastic. Thank you again for that response. And for you, Katarzyna, how would you assess the state of AI platform maturity across the DACH region? Is the landscape evolving fast enough, would you say, to support the strategic AI ambition?
So that's a very interesting question. Thank you very much, Rebecca. What I have observed over the last 12 or even more years that I have been developing end-to-end AI-driven solutions is the technology is adaptable at a very, very mature level. So I would even say we can't follow the speed of the technology that it's developing. What is missing, however, are cross-functional teams to properly prioritize business use cases and collaboratively determine which data is important for each use case. Since data is the essential foundation for every use case, it remains a bottleneck. So the call to action is clear. Create cross-functional teams and define a clear data and AI strategy that aligns with the business strategy.
I think that's such great advice, and I think a lot of teams are looking to really develop that skill. And so, Lea, what unique challenges do you see in applying AI to one of the world's most regulated sectors, and how do we overcome them if there are any?
Yeah, that's a really, really important question, because adopting AI in healthcare, it really needs to be trustworthy and ethically sound. And it also needs to keep the standards of patient and also data protection very, very high. So AI solutions need to really continuously be reviewed by users and be adopted by the feedback which is received, and also being in line with the legal environment and policy infrastructure. So, for example, we as AstraZeneca, we are currently trying to overcome data accessibility, and we are working on possible solutions, for example, like using AI to generate synthetic data sets, so that we get a better understanding of data and a better access. So we are addressing this one pillar for now.
Fantastic. And back to you again, Katarzyna. What's one belief about AI adoption that you think more leaders need to rethink?
Thank you. This is a question of my heart, to be honest, and one of the most important for me. AI is not only about developing technology. It's very interesting and actually sad to observe that we are facing the same issues in the area of AI as we did when the first software at scale was developed. Data science and AI-driven end-to-end solutions are not for the product development teams. They are for users. Therefore, it's the key to have cross-functional, diverse teams that include several users' representatives. I learned from an outstanding leader I had the pleasure to work with, who said, "Who am I to decide how the feature should work? Let's ask the users." And this was so amazing. I kept it in my mind, for years already. And this is exactly the key. The more we integrate the users into the development process, the more user-centric it will become, and the higher the adoption and the success of the solution will be. On top of this, the solution must be supported by the leadership team. They have to prioritize it, as the solution can't be simply launched and that's all, right? Users have to be given time to learn and apply it step by step. Otherwise, it becomes simply another extra task and another extra solution. I can recall one best example when I talked to approximately 30 users at once and worked out with them how we could solve their pain points. They didn't believe it was possible. So, what happened? We as a product development team presented to them a very, very advanced data science and AI-driven product, which was at this level. But they were here. And the question is how to understand it, how to apply it, when to use it. So I realized we have to make the whole path together. And we worked it out together. So I stayed with them for approximately 1 week and followed them every single day, from very morning until very late, to learn where are the pain points, how can we combine it, how can we implement it. And when I arrived at the airport, I already had a design for the solution in the mailbox. So the product development team received such a strong pull from the users that we had to launch it on the production without 2 months. So the users were like pulling us and asking, when can we get it? We want to use it. We want to use it. Where is it? And they really used it every single day. And we have improved it step by step. And they used this solution and they made all the steps with us together. So summing up all the points, In my opinion, it's very important that we develop user-centric AI-driven solutions. We have a huge need for cross-functional teams, including user representatives. The critical role of leadership, support, and prioritization. The value of directly engaging users in the solution design process. And potential for rapid development when users' needs are clearly understood.
So Lea, from your perspective, what skills or collaborations are most essential to make AI in healthcare not just possible but sustainable?
Yeah, it's really all about communication, so continuous communication between the healthcare professionals, between the users, and also between the AI expertise. It's really essential to have easy to use and explainable as AI as well. And it of course needs leadership and courage to think of AI, develop AI, and really get it into practice.
Yes, definitely, certainly, I definitely agree with that. And Katarzyna, how do you stay personally grounded and strategic in a field that's changing faster than most can keep up with?
Yeah, it's very hard. I can tell you it's very hard to follow all the technological development. We have such a speed on the market since Gen AI that it's really, it's very hard. It's a tough one. So, and nevertheless, we need to deal with it, right? So, first of all, it's very important to listen. Listen to the users, listen to the expert, read, understand. So, recapitulate it in the brain, code and write. So as I am in data science and AI, for me is coding very important. And of course, in my role, I do not code every day, but I try at least, at the weekend to code something or to go to a hackathon or whatever, or to have at least access to the code. So I started my tech journey focusing on competitive intelligence, trend development, and market research. I still use the skills. Those help me every day. I simply use different model and different tool. So to keep it short, I use AI to keep updated about AI and my pretty deep knowledge about it to verify what is hallucination, right? So when I read AI texts, I need to understand and verify is it true or it isn't, because we know that AI models can hallucinate still. They are even better and better, but still we need to be very careful and we need to use our human in the loop. So in this case, me. Additionally, I visit conferences like this one, afterward events, Coursera courses, and similar. I follow my role models, like for instance, Kasi Kozyrko, on LinkedIn and write. As we know, when we write, we explain the content and learn even more.
And my final question for both of you is, if your audience walks away from your session remembering one idea, what would you want it to be?
How to unlock the full potential of AI in pharma.
Absolutely agree.
So together, Katarzyna and Lea bring both strategic vision and hands-on expertise to the challenge of scaling AI in one of the most complex and highly regulated industries. From platform maturity to public health impact, their work highlights how collaboration, curiosity, and a shared commitment to real-world value are shaping the future of data-driven healthcare. You can catch their joint session, Unlock the Full Potential of AI in Pharma, at Big Data and AI World Frankfurt, which is part of TechFlow Frankfurt, on the 4th of June 2025 from 1:40 to 2:10 at the Keynote and Strategy Theatre.